Like, God moves me. That's the best thing in life. That's the best thing in life. Hello, you all. Welcome back. This is week 2 of me doing the Archway Challenge. And this week is all about recovering a sense of identity. Let's just get right into it. I'm gonna read my affirmation. That's one of my tasks this week, is to read my affirmations from week 1, and then I had to write 3 additional affirmations 5 times. So let's do that. I, Gabrielle Ariana, am a brilliant, multifaceted creative. I'm gonna read not all 3 of mine, but 2 of the 3. And one of them I'm gonna go a little bit in depth in because it just made me think of something, and that's kind of where the quote came, well, not the quote, but the affirmation came from. I am connected to divine resources. I always have what I want and need. Let me say that again for y'all, in case you wanna write it down and say it to yourself. I am connected to divine resources. I always have what I want and need. And never lacking or going without anything, because you have what you want, which is your passions, your heart desires, the things that you like, right? And what you need, the necessities, your birthright. But this country likes to monetize the things that we need, so it makes it kind of like, yeah. But you have what you want and you have what you need. I have what I want and I have what I need because I am connected to divine resources, meaning because I'm connected to those resources divinely, supernaturally, spiritually, I always have what I want and I always have what I need. I'm never lacking and going without anything, ever, and neither are you. My 3rd affirmation that I wrote is, I love the life I get to live and I live it to the fullest. I emphasize the word get intentionally, very intentional what I do. Read it again. I love the life I get to live and I live it to the fullest. I had to sit up y'all so I could really talk to y'all for real. But the affirmation is, I love the life I get to live and I live it to the fullest. So I actually came across this TikTok, or it was a clip. I was on TikTok. Hey Jim, my head is to the left of me. I'm telling y'all, we stay in them streets like it's Sesame. If you watch my previous videos, you know what I mean. But I love her. Anywho, and I saw a clip from Jennifer Hudson's show. Hey Jennifer girl. I feel like she's gonna see this. I don't know if she's gonna see this, but I feel like she's gonna see this. But I saw a clip, right? And it was of Jen. It was a clip of Big Sean, and I guess he wrote a book. I ain't really no research just now. This is like on my heart right now, and that's just where it came from. It just led by spirit. And in the clip, it really did something for me. Actually, it did it so much that I wrote this affirmation. He says that, I'm gonna input it.
Another practice you have, instead of saying I have to, I love this, I get to.
Yeah, we get to.
Can you explain that, and how does that help you mentally?
I mean, you guys know the power, how important it is to have a mindset. Like, you could look at it, could really change how you approach the day. One of the biggest lessons I learned is like the power of separation. Like, I used to let things not go on my way dictate my happiness. And then I realized that those are two separate things. And you the source of it. You know, you can't look at these conditional things and for an unconditional feeling. You know, they're two separate things. So it's really the power of separation. So you could set your mindset preset that you're gonna have an amazing day. Nothing could throw you off. And it's like, whatever you gotta do, it's like, yeah, I don't gotta do it, I get to do it. Like, I get to come on the J show, I get to...
Giving yourself that power back.
I get to write a book, I get to have this, I get to, you know, I get to have a busy schedule, I get to be a dad, I get to, you know, live this life that people don't, you know, I get to wake up. And that's what I'm happy about this book, because it gives you a strategy to, you still gonna feel these things, but it just helps you get through them. It's like putting a layer of armor on and like going through your day and being able to take it off instead of taking these things directly and letting them tear you down, letting them weigh you down, you know what I mean? But as far as those feelings and like, you know, you're not alone, whatever it is you're going through, whatever losses you're going through, you know, God has a plan.
So y'all can see for yourself what he said verbatim. But the gist of it was him saying the power of separation, or the law of separation. Same thing. But basically you're separating like the concept of thinking you have to do something, right? There's a mindset and an energy that's attached to feeling like I have to do this, especially when it comes to things that you don't want to do, which, you know, when you have that mentality and you're operating in that energy of like, oh, I have to do this. So you kind of dread doing it. It's like, I don't want to do it. Like working a job. God really put me here to be creative and to live a very abundant, fruitful, prosperous, whole, fulfilled life where I am connected to divine resources and always have what I want and I need, and where I get to live my life and live it to the fullest. And I love the life that I get to live. That's my energy now. But before I saw that clip, I BS you not, I was like, y'all, my brain is so... When I told y'all in that last episode, in the last video, like I have so many tabs open, I really do. But things like the tabs that I be having in my head are all connected. And like when I talk and I'm speaking, boom, there's another tab where I'm like, oh, this. So there's a song, the artist is Nico Calais. I have to figure out what is the song, the title of the song. But in the song, he says, I'm doing what I have to do until I'm in a position of doing what I want to do. He said, I'm doing what I have to do until I'm in a position of doing what I want to do. I got to do my research to figure out what song that is, because it resonated with me very much so. Like, thank you, God, for the job that I have and my ability to be able to take care of myself financially and, you know, all the things, right? And that was my mentality of like, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this. But then I saw that clip of Big Sean. And he was like saying like, no, I get to live this life. I get to do this. I get to pay bills. I get to experience this. And I get to do all these things. And it's a shift of mindset. It's a shift of perspective. And I feel like saying or operating in a space of, I get to do these things. I get to live this type of life. And all that comes with it. And all that I've experienced up until this point is more of an operating in a space of like gratitude and appreciation of all of the things that you get to do, because it could always be worse. And it's not to have that mentality or to operate in a space of thinking like catastrophic or like, oh, there's something or someone somewhere that is, you know, have it worse than you do, or thinking of like the worst case scenario because I could catastrophize. Ooh, is that the right word? I be having those type of thoughts. Like, I think my brain be going worst case scenario about all this, like everything like that, and that is very, very hard. But to really think of like, me personally, I'm not fond of working a 9-to-5. I am just not operated and created. And my brain don't operate that way, and I don't operate in a way of where like a 9-to-5 is very comfortable for me. It feels very unnatural. Creating and just living very just like being led by spirit, being led by God, spiritually, creatively, that is where I feel more in most my element. And that's the most comfortable, not even comfortable, that's where I just feel like I'm really feeling fulfilled and purposeful and impactful, compared to working a 9-to-5 job that is just like, you're providing financial stability, but abundance and stability in money itself is an energy. And that's something that I'm just like, yeah, money's an energy. And that's where my affirmation of I'm connected to divine resources. Resources are a multitude of things. Money is just a resource. Jobs are resources. A lot of things are resources, and you have to shift your perspective, or at least shift the energy that you're in that current circumstance that you're, that you're not super ideal or fond of. Very grateful for the job that I have. Very, very grateful, thankful, very thankful. God knows this. But yeah, like essentially in life, I said this in the last episode. My intention and my plans is for me to be my creative endeavors and my passions and things that I want to do and spend my time doing are, that's my lifestyle, and I just thought that was super cool. So yeah, those are my 2 affirmations. I get to live the life that I love the life that I get to live. I love the fact that I get to live this type of life, because I'm, there's a lot of positive and there's a lot of good out of it, and I feel more gratified and appreciative and thankful when I operate in this space versus I'm doing what I have to do. No, I get to do this, and I get to do anything else if I choose to do something else, and God will align me with whatever that something else is when God aligns me to whatever that something else is. And by the grace of God, that something else would be, aligned with my heart's desires, my passions, and me be able to express myself creatively in its fullness. But until then, I'm doing not what I have to do, but what I get to do, until I'm in a position to do what I want to do all the time. As a creative, you guys, if you are picking up what I be putting down, I love music. Music to me is a language. And so I feel like throughout this, you're going to hear me reference, well, not even just music, but like music, other people, quotes. I'm a quote person. Movies, all types of things. There's so many things that all like intercede and they all connect. And my brain be like, sheesh. I operate and view things like a puzzle. So little like things, the gems that I pick up along the way are like little pieces to this larger puzzle that is my life, that is whatever it is I'm learning at the time, and I'm just kind of piecing it all together. And that's kind of like what I just did. So we're going to shift gears and we're going to talk about week 2. So this week we're doing a lot different. I told y'all the plan and the intentions behind this is to create more structure, to create more routine, and to do what I say that I'm going to do, honoring my word. Yeah. And I'm doing a pretty good job. Today is Saturday. Now, I originally was supposed to record this yesterday. Last week I had an indoor picnic in my room, and it just, it did what it needed to do. But yesterday was a beautiful day, and I was like led by spirit, and spirit was like, girl, you're gonna go to this park and go be outside and have your actual picnic outside. Be in the sun. I have my fruits. I have my Olipop. I love Olipop. Now I have my Artist Way book. I have my other book that I'm reading. I had brought me some yarn to crochet, because I just knew that was gonna be my date, was for me to crochet. And it took a turn. I was able to close out the last video, but after I closed out that video, I was out there in the sun, and in nature, and it just, I can't go into details, but yeah, life was lifing for me at that time, like real bad. But in a good way. Yeah, I say all that to say last night, I read all of chapter 2, which is, I keep saying chapter 2. Week 2 is all about recovering a sense of identity. So the gist of what I got, it says going sane. So in this week, they talk about what they call, where is it at? Crazy makers. A crazy maker are the kind of people who can take over your whole life. To fixer uppers, they are irresistible, so much to change, so many distractions. Essentially, a crazy maker is like someone who, I guess the best terms that I can put it is like a narcissist to a people pleaser. or empath. I say that because I'm a recovering people pleaser. I am an empath. And I have attracted some narcissists in my lifetime. But I don't relate to that right now because I don't be fooling around with people. So like, that's not like, it does not apply to me at all. If anything, this is me versus me. The only other person that can really kind of like knock me off of my trail is myself, and me just not honoring my word and not, you know, sticking to what I say I'm going to do when it comes to doing this challenge. Which we're not doing that because y'all can see I'm up bright and early. I've actually been up since like 6 o'clock. I went to sleep at like 3 o'clock. I woke up in between 3 and 6 o'clock. I went back to sleep, woke up at like 7 o'clock. I'm running on like a good 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Barely that, because I didn't really sleep for real. But you know what? I was going to just go to bed and rot and wake up and start my day at like 12. It's 9 o'clock in the morning right now. I didn't do that. I was like, you know what? I'm already up. We're gonna do these morning pages. We're gonna do our affirmations. And we're gonna do what we said we're gonna do. Because I got nothing but time, and that's what I'm doing. Period. An evolved, changed woman. I am changing. But I wrote down some quotes and some like little pointers that I want to talk about, because this week is like a lot different than last week. It's a lot more structure. I read all of the chapter, and I wrote down, y'all, let me show y'all. I wrote down, where's that? I wrote on my tasks, like there, boom, this is this task here, task. So now how I'm going to structure it, because I want more structure. I'm still trying to get in the groove of creating a morning routine and a nighttime routine. But my brain be all over the place. And what I'm doing is I read all of the chapter, and then I write down my tasks that I'm going to make sure that I'm doing each day throughout the week. And then that's how I'm gonna, you know, make sure I'm doing what I need to do. Some of the quotes that I have. So the first quote is, the essential element in nurturing our creativity lies in nurturing ourselves. Through self-nurturance, we nurture our inner connection to the great creator, which is God. I'm saying that that's not what's on there, but you know, the creator of all things, the greatest creator of all is God, right? I wrote this down because, as I just said, I'm very exhausted. And I have been like, not in a rut, but just like really got like, okay, this was in my Artist Way challenge, but in my most recent creative diaries, ooh, by the time I upload this, I don't even know. I think I would have already uploaded one. I'm gonna put it up. Y'all can click on it. I'm gonna put it up here so y'all can see it. But I talked about how God placed the scripture on me in Psalms 46:10, and it says, "Be still, know that I'm God." And God gave me that scripture and told me, like, girl, you need to be still. And that means physically still. Like, don't stop doing stuff. Stop being all over the place doing things and feeling like you have to consistently be doing something at all times, because that's the space and energy that I was operating in for a minute. And I haven't really been crocheting. I need to crochet because my birthday is coming up, and I'm supposed to be crocheting this skirt. And y'all, today is the 15th. Haven't started. My birthday is literally in 2 weeks. But she's gonna get it done. But although I haven't been crocheting because God told me to sit down, baby, obedience is always greater than sacrifice. Learned that. Learning it still currently. Obedience is greater than sacrifice. And so I was trying to, you know, make myself continue to create, and I was just like, yeah, no, I really need to stop. And so I say that because this quote really stuck out to me, because I'm very quality over quantity. So like, I know that if I don't fully rest and like allow my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit, all of those things to rest fully and physically, specifically my body, like physically rest, I can't really produce and create in its fullness like I want, and that my intentions are to, because I'm overworking myself. And a part of the creative process, or the process of being creative, is actually also not being creative physically, but resting yourself and still being creative, like, you know, through your mind. But materializing what's in your mind in due time, when you're able to fully put it out, and when you're able to fully execute it in great quality. So that quote stuck out to me. Another one says, "Trust a great creator and move out in faith." And then I wrote down the scripture, which is like, I told y'all my favorite number is 11, 11, 11, ones. I see angel numbers all the time, but 11, 11, that's my number. 11 is my number. And I instantly, the scripture, "Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Hebrews 11:1. I wrote that down because I feel like in this the journey of being creative. I said this last episode or last week, is that creativity is non-linear. And when I say non-linear, I mean it's not a like picture perfect boom 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 trail that you are like, or journey or path that you're walking. When you are creative, you are literally going everywhere. You know, you don't know where it's going to take you, where it's going to lead you, because it's non-linear. And creativity is like freedom. It's literally, when you're creative and you take something that's in your head, especially something that's never been done before, or even if it has been done before and it has never been done by you before, you're literally having the faith in something, of the substance of something hoped for. Like, I'm hoping to be able to execute what is in my head right now. And once you execute that, it is now the evidence of the things that have not been seen. Delusion. I feel like that's delusion. I'm a very delusional person. My delusion is faith-based. My delusion is like, I'm delusional about the things, like, I'm very delusional as far as like how far my creativity and just me being myself and expressing myself creatively and just really being myself unapologetically in its fullness will really be the thing, and it is, that is going to sustain me and allow me to feel fulfilled. And that's the life that I get to live. And I love the life that I get to live to its fullest. Me being myself and me being creative, and my creative endeavors and passions and desires are what brings me streams of income, of abundance, resources, connections, relationships, opportunities, all the things. I'm very delusional about that, and my delusion is being faith. It's in faith. I haven't seen it. I can see it in my head, but I pray and I know that it's going to happen. And that will be the story that I tell. I'm telling you here first. But that, to me, as a creative, is like that's the type of energy, that's the space that you operate in. And it's like the fuel that really keeps you going. And then another one, it says, very often a creative block manifests itself as an addiction to fantasy. Rather than working or living the now, we spin our wheels and indulge in daydreams of what would have, could have, or should have. I wrote that down because, baby, my imagination, it was just my imagination running away with me. It was just my imagination. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I love that song. But no, like, it really was my imagination. I create things in my head first, and so this creative way, because I call it the creative way, artist way, challenge is more so geared towards me really executing the creations that I have in my head, because I can create in my head all day, do it a lot actually, so much so that I will hold off actually physically creating something, because I'm like, oh, in my head I already did it, and it takes nothing for me to do because I did it in my head. So then I'm scrambling to do it and execute it in the physical, and it's always be of good quality. And that really, like, the times that I've done that has more so been crocheting things, where I was just like, I would crochet and make it in my head, and then like the most recent thing that I have crocheted was a sweater. I have a whole video on it. I'll link it up there. Y'all can watch the journey of me finishing it. But I was rambling finishing it, and like, you know, because I had created that sweater in my head literally last year. I talked about it in the video, so like, you kind of have to watch the video to get all the details, because I'm not gonna repeat it here. And that was a journey. But I had created that sweater in my head, and I saw it together in my head, and I pushed it off and I pushed it off. I kept prolonging finishing it. That was the time I did finish it. I didn't really care to finish it. I didn't even like it. But then I was like, okay. But then that's where I started to like really be like, Gab, you need to honor your word. So I did actually finish it, which is where the video came about. It was a whole ordeal and the whole thing. But again, you can watch the video. But I say all that to say, because I'm a visual person and I see things visually, I have a very, very hard time executing things in the physical, because I'm an ideas person. I can come up with a great idea. I can see it in my head. But even the things that I be seeing, I have a hard time just even executing it by putting it into words, because I visually can see it. But I can't figure out the words to like explain what it is that I'm seeing because I see it. But only way I can really bring it to life is by actually creating the thing. And because I'm so visual, and like, you know, most creatives, your creative ideas come from your head first anyways, but I have a hard time, and it's because my brain is just like literally all over the place, bringing things like to the physical and executing. So my intent with this is to like do that. But I have to write that down because I'm like, yeah, that was definitely me. And it still is, but there's still things that I create in my head all the time. Like literally, my brain is always, my brain creative all the time. I'm coming up with some stuff all the time. I ain't never not thinking about nothing creatively. I'm never coming up with no type of idea. I have a lot of ideas. And in my last creative diaries, the one that I'm gonna link, that I've already linked, I even talked about in there about like how this is so divine. Like now that I'm realizing that a lot of the stuff that I just last week is circling back this week, and this week was all about recovering a sense of identity. Wow, that is like super cool. And what I had went through yesterday when I was supposed to really start recording this was all about my identity. Wow. Yeah, these videos are gonna be long, y'all, and I'm gonna be talking, and the Spirit is talking through me, and I'm really just a vessel. I didn't just put that together to just now. Like my morning pages this morning was about yesterday, because it really like I'll probably go in depth about that. That's a different type of journey though. Like it's not even like this, but they're all overlapping with each other. What did I say earlier? That things intercede and they connect into puzzle pieces. I'm having so many like aha moments right now. This is like I don't want to use the word crazy because like the connotation I don't. It's so divine. That's the word. That's the word. It's divine. Wow. But in the video, I talked about how Tupac Shakur. I love Tupac Shakur. I love him down. I love him so much. And once you go back exhibit, I'm gonna make it very short because I've already went in depth about this. And he had this wall of ideas, and connection to myself and my having ideas all the time is I have a bunch of ideas in my notes on my. I write them down. A bunch of ideas. And I even said in that video, like, I don't want to be the person to have a bunch of ideas that don't execute them. That I want to execute, and I will execute the ideas and the visions that I have in my head, and express myself creatively in those ways and avenues. So that is all the talking for this video. I'm just going to continue to do my tasks for this week. I haven't done my artist date. We're going to circle back on that. And figure out what it's going to be. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I'm learning too to do things work smart, not hard, and just kind of like not overdo things. I'm also very grandiose with stuff too. That's another thing. It's like when I think of these ideas, it's very grandiose. You can do grandiose, but find the balance between, you know, grandiose and like simplicity. Not really simple, because like we don't want that, but just like how do you execute your grandiose ideas, you know, in a quality way. So yeah, I'm gonna just come back and circle back. If I do my artist date, depending on what it may be, I will probably record it. If not, then we're just to come back and close it out and talk about this week and how much I progressed and did everything that I said that I was gonna do, because I'm doing everything that I said I was gonna do. So yes, yeah, I'll see y'all in the next clip. The love to me, my header. So y'all, I did my artist date today. This is gonna be a long video. And if you made it to this point, we're clearly locked in or something like that. You must be, you know, invested in what I have to say. But I went to go see Mufasa. Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Funny thing is, I made a video on TikTok about that because it was like, you know, trending when it was like, Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Aaron. And I made a video like, yeah, I'm finna go see Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. Was that last year? How long ago was that? It was some time ago. I really don't even know. We're in March now, so if it wasn't in December, then it was in January. But you know, I am led by God. And week 2 is all about recovering a sense of identity. And interestingly enough, but divinely enough, literally yesterday, I'm like, not even gonna say it was random. It was very divine. Like I'm just like, God, what are we gonna go see? Like when I go to movies and stuff, I'd be like, going with God. Like, we go to the movies together. Like, I be with God, like, when I go to the movies and stuff. This week, one of my tasks was to write down, like, you know, hobbies and things that I like to do and try to use that. Pick one thing from my list of that to be my artist date. So I'm like, okay, cool, movies. What's in the theaters? Mufasa is still in theaters. That is crazy. That's amazing, but that's crazy that it's still in theaters for that long. So I'm like, okay, cool, we're gonna go see that today. And I actually never seen Lion King, or I have seen it probably when I was a kid. The hitter to the left of me, I love her so much. Honestly, I was thinking about my gym when I was there watching the movie, because, you know, they're cats, they're big, the cub, and all the things. And I'm just like, oh, my gym, I miss her. I love her so much. But anywho, my brain was like on autopilot watching the movie. I honestly, I think it's because I never seen Lion King, or I don't remember Lion King. Like, all I can tell you is I don't know the plot. I know Simba, I know Scar, Nala, but I think Nala and Simba are together. Is Simba the son of Mufasa? And Mufasa and Scar are brothers. Scar betrayed Mufasa, but Scar is Taka, or Taka. Anywho, the movie, I was on autopilot watching the movie. I'm not gonna hold you. My message that guy was like, this is what you really came here to like get, was at the very beginning, very end. The in between of the movie, autopilot. I don't know. But what I got from the movie is that this is all about recovering a sense of identity. And throughout the, I have such a divine spiritual life. It's amazing. It makes me like super excited, because I'm documenting this for myself to see back, like, and I look really, really good. Yeah. But I am Mufasa. And so throughout the movie though, like, although I was on autopilot, I was like, I'm gonna process everything later on, and it's gonna like come together later on. I'm like, oh, and then but right now I'm just like, the gist of what it was is that throughout the movie, Mufasa, he wasn't really like honing in or embracing his gift. Wow, and he had the gift of like vision and like his senses of like hearing things. Wow. Oh my God. See, like, now I'm processing the movie. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is a long video, but like, this is really for myself. But yeah, he wasn't really like embracing or acknowledging. He was like kind of just diminishing and like subsiding his gifts and just his impact of who he was. He was a loner, you know, he was separate from his family. Oh my gosh, this is so divine. Yeah, I don't even, man, I'm sorry. I'm keeping all this in the video too, because like, it's like, oh my gosh. Okay, I'm not gonna cry, but like, it's okay. And so, oh my gosh, okay, so in the movie he wasn't really like, oh my gosh, okay. So last night, I'm like all over the place in this little snippet, because I'm processing, like, my brain is like a computer, so I'm finally processing. I've gotten all these downloads since this entire freaking weekend, honestly, since I started week 2 of me doing this. Oh, this is like, oh my gosh, okay. This is me processing out loud, because this is okay. So it's all about us discovering a sense of identity. Just last night, all I can say is, oh my gosh, but like, okay, you gotta find the words. Okay, so last night I was like, literally, like, I had this epiphany, or this realization of like, Gabby, you're so like talented, and you're so skilled, and you're so divine, you're so multifaceted, and you're an amazing person. You are an amazing person, right? You are all these beautiful things. And I'm, 48 hours ago, y'all, the journey that I've been through since, there is something in this book. I implore anyone watching to do the Artist Way Challenge. It will really transform your life. It's already transforming me, and this is like in real time. And so I had the revelation last night, like, girl, you're like sleeping on yourself. It's time for you to wake up. So watching Mufasa, this is the connection, is that throughout the movie, he's like, no, I'm just, you know, I don't have a family and I'm not all these things. He's not really honoring and embracing his gifts. I'm very, very gifted. Gabrielle is very gifted. She's very gifted. You are very gifted, girl. You're watching this back. And I, you know, for some time was just kind of like, not really like, really be fearless and really like stand tall in the gifts and things that I have that God has given me, blessed me with. And it was last summer. I'm like, girl, we finna give yourself your flowers. I love to like give out flowers to people. I'm gonna tell someone, if you're amazing, you're talented, you're all the things, I'm gonna tell you. And I'm gonna keep telling you and keep telling you and keep telling you. But I don't do it for myself. I didn't before. Now I am. I'm really pressured. I'm really her. I'm really that girl, a goddess, all these things. And it was because I got my message at the very beginning of, I love you, kind of forgot it, but it's there. I just can't put it into words right now because all the other things from the between where I told you that I was on autopilot just processed. So like, but the end was, at the very end, he's finally like, yeah, I'm Mufasa. Like, I'm the king. Because they kept saying you're the king. He's like, no, 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 I'm not. You are. I'm a queen. I'm a goddess. I'm her. This is so divine. The fact that I was like, told myself to watch this movie, I was gonna go to see this movie like months ago, didn't do it. That's how I know, like, God literally orders my steps, and like, God is moving me. And I live a very spiritual, divine life. Like, God moves me. That's the best thing in life. That's the best thing in life. Literally. So I'm gonna stop talking. And I'm actually I think I'm gonna close this out. This is crazy. It's only Sunday. And I started on Friday. And the transformation that I've just experienced, oh my gosh, in like, what, 72 hours? Not even? Whoa. So this is gonna be a long video. This is gonna be a very long video. So I'm gonna stop right now, and then we're gonna recap on Thursday. Yeah. Hello, you guys. So, all right, so I'm just gonna be very, very, very brief. You know, I'm a yapper, but we're just gonna do our wrap up for this week. For the Artist Way. Again, this week was all about a sense of identity, and this past 7 days has been literally just that, me just discovering my identity, seeing things about myself, unveiling things about myself. I can't tell how I look, y'all. The sun is shining really bright, and me and the sun is matching each other's energy right now. But yeah, this week has definitely been a week, to say honestly, since I started this challenge, or the Artist Way just in general. Like, yeah, I've been evolving a lot. I feel like I'm like, what's the word? Accelerating my growth. I feel like I'm constantly growing and evolving, but just doing this, I've been like really, really accelerating and evolving. But you know, I've been experiencing a lot of divine moments since doing this, especially this week. Like, this week was a pretty good week. But anywho, I should get right into it. So just to like wrap it up, since today is still Thursday, the day is not over yet. Just love the sun, and it's doing me right. I feel like my hair looks good. I can't really, does it? I don't know. It looks decent. I saw my bird this morning, slightly, for like 2 seconds, and I saw my bird again. Was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? I think it was the day before yesterday. Yeah. So I've been seeing the bird a lot. I don't know. I guess it's been a part of my journey. But I've done pretty much. I only have 2 of my tasks to complete today because the day is not over yet, y'all. But I did want to just close this out so I can edit it and have it like uploaded. And then as far as my affirmations and doing my my morning pages, I'm not a journaler. Like, I am, but I'm not a journaler. I told you, I think in the last week, that My brain's all over the place. I have 100,000 thoughts at the same time, so it's hard for me to journal and write things down. And I am going to tell this to my own self, like, if I feel like writing in the morning, then I will. If I don't, then I don't. But if I'm not writing physically, then I'm like in my head kind of separating my thoughts or analyzing my thoughts. And so only one day out of this week I didn't do my morning pages. That was a challenging day, so that's why that ended up happening. But other than that, every other day I did it. I've done all my tasks. I'm gonna say that I complete them all because I'm about to like literally go in to do the last. I think I have one or two more tasks to do, which is really great compared to last week. Because last week I pretty much didn't do any tasks because I didn't even think about it. I forgot about it. So we're just gonna keep at the same pace and just be more organized. But because I am trying to like evolve and change and just start implementing new like habits and things, I do want to like not force myself, but really like get myself to be in the habit of writing things down, because I know it's hard for me to write stuff down, my thoughts especially, to at least keep track of like what I'm thinking about when I wake up and all, etc. So I want to make sure that next week we're doing a 7 out of 7. Or if I'm gonna at least change it up, I'll probably do, if I don't do it during the day when I first wake up, then I'll do it at nighttime and kind of like collect my thoughts from the day, from the entire day, you know. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Super excited. This is gonna be a little bit of a longer video because your girl, she's yapping. But all in all, this is a great week. I'm super proud of myself for even doing this and keeping at it. I'm actually gonna just record for next week. I'm not gonna start next week yet, but I'm gonna just have the intro because I want my intro to have the sun hitting on me like she's hitting on me right now. But anywho, thank y'all so much for watching. If you're on this journey with me or you're watching me on my journey, I appreciate you. I thank you. Subscribe, like, comment, share if you feel called to, if you're doing the artist way, if you're inclined to do the artist way. Ooh, last time I had a list. If you're inclined to do it, by all means, I really do recommend it for any and everyone, because it's just a great experience to really like see yourself grow and evolve. But thank y'all so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.